Hello, guys. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Please let me know if you can hear me. All right. Thank you very much, Oluwaseun. Good evening, Temitope. Good evening, Happiness. Good evening, Mary. Thank you. Good evening, Afolabi. Abimbola. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you, Tony. Good evening. My day has been fine. Thank you very much. Good evening, Temitope. Good evening, Epunoluwa Daniels. Hot topics. Yeah, good evening. Adefisayo. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening, Best Me. Yes, my day was fine. Thank you very much. Good evening, Onidamola. Good evening, Ivy. Thank you very much, Adenike. Okay, good evening, Arugwa. Oh my God, please. I hope I'm not offending you by the way I'm pronouncing your name, but you know yourself. Good evening. Um, thank you. Happiness. Good evening, Gifts. Good evening, Mary. Baron. Good evening. Ogochukwu, Harriet. Good evening. Good evening, Joy. Enid. Good evening. Onyi Consola. Good evening. Abba's Delight. Good evening. All right, guys. So I think we've given others enough time. But please, now is a good time for you to send a message or place a phone call to your friends. Let them come and join us. All right. Good evening, Titilayo. Good evening, Jane. Good evening, Benita. All right. Good evening, Onyekwere Miracle. So let's just wait for 2 more minutes and then we will start what we have planned for today. All right. Okay, sorry about that. Can you guys hear me better now? I think my sound should be better now. Okay. So please let me know. I sent a couple of links on the group, right? Sent a couple of links on the group, right? I believe I saw most of us reacted to it. And then a couple of persons had problem, but I saw my super women, right? And then they were like, so I was like, DM me. I was like, okay, let me leave her to do the job. And after that, I didn't see the complaint from that person again. So I believe you guys, the person was able to help out the other person, right? And that is very, very lovely. That's the mindset, right? That's the mentality. You need to start attacking problem. Yeah, you need to start attacking problems yourself. That is one. And also, excuse me, also help out others, right? Sorry, please. In the process of helping out your friend or your colleague, you're probably going to learn one thing or the other, right? And also, it is going to solidify the knowledge, right? It is going to solidify the knowledge, right? Then it also helps you to be more confident in yourself and what you have learned, Okay, so I love that. I hope to see more of that on the group. And with that, I think I'm seeing less messages on the installation on the Telegram group. Okay, I'm seeing less talks on the installation. So I want to believe about, let's say, not less than 80% of us here are done setting up our virtual environment. At least 80%. Okay, Jane, you sent one but didn't get a reply. All right, congratulations, Ivy. Congratulations, Ivy. Okay. All right. So let somebody volunteer to help Jane out, right? Jane, can you send a message on the group so somebody can volunteer to attend to you? Okay. Okay, so I'll be looking out for your message on the group. Jane, okay. All right. Um, okay, Benita, if your laptop is saying storage is full, then you need to free up some space. Maybe it's time to let go of some of those your movies. Yes, you need to create space on your system. Okay, so Titilayo, if you can't find it, right? By default, your downloads are supposed to be on your download folder, right? You're supposed to be on your download folder. Okay. Yeah. So you want to check that, but if you can't find it there, what you will do is press Control key plus J on your keyboard. When you are in your browser, it should show you, and then you should be able to navigate to where the file is. Okay. Um, okay. Fumilayo, your antivirus. No, it shouldn't be. Are you sure you are downloading it from the right source? Please, you want to check if you are downloading from the right source. Okay. Um, oh, sorry about that, Gift. Sorry about that. I hope you get to fix the system soon. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, happiness. What exactly is the problem? The problem is I suspect that VMware website is undergoing some form of maintenance, right? Because you would agree with me that even myself, I had issues with the website loading up in our last session, right? It was taking forever to populate. Yes, so that might be the problem. So you might want to just try again some other time. I don't know if it's better today. I believe it should be, right? Okay, okay, Faith. It's not launching. Okay. Okay, Jane, you might have to download a software called, I think you probably have WinRAR, and the file is compressed using a .7 zip extension, right? So you might need to download 7Z, right? So it's like a file extraction software, right? So just go to your Google. This is for Jane, guys. So this is for Jane. This is not for everybody. Just search download 7Z for Windows, as you can see here. Let me increase this. Then you can come to this website now and download the appropriate one for your system. This is for Jane, guys. So after installing this, install the normal way you install Windows file, and then you should right click on the Kali. Then you should see extract. You should be able to extract it. Okay. Okay, so Benita, I get is a virtual machine I'm trying to set up that has filled up the storage. So instead of doing the no, I won't advise that you switch to 32 bits now. It's almost the same. It's almost the same. 64 bits is faster than 32 bits. Let's not go into explaining that, right? So just try to create space on your system, Benita. Just hunt for some files that you're no longer using and just sacrifice them. Okay, so for Faith, after pressing start, it's not launching. Is it bringing up any error? Please let me know what error it's bringing up. Faith Olubumi, let me know. Okay, promise, sir. I successfully downloaded and installed VirtualBox on my PC. I'm having difficulty downloading corresponding Kali Linux from for. Okay, what's the problem? Promise, is it your internet that is slow? What exactly is the problem? Wow, I was thinking we've gotten past this. So okay, all right. Faith Torres still can't get it installed on my Mac Air. Okay, but we showed you how to download it on your Mac Air. Faith, I believe, right? Somebody was asking for Mac, and then we said we saw that you could set up VirtualBox for your MacBook. So, okay. Hi. All right, congratulations, Temitope. Odelola, I successfully downloaded VMware and installed it. Okay, if you have VMware, you don't need to download VirtualBox, Odelola for me. Liar, right? What you just need is the Kali, but I don't know why your antivirus is flagging Kali as a threat. It's a clean file. Okay. Sorry about that, Adeshola. But it should work. It should work. It should work. Just be a little bit patient with yourself. Okay. Um, Obinwene. VirtualBox done, Kali Linux installed, but saying Adobe Reader. There is no need for Adobe Reader, so okay. All right, guys. Let's just hold on for this troubleshooting. I was expecting more questions on the group that, or did maybe I skipped some because I'm surprised when I went through the this thing, the questions on the comment on the group. I didn't see. Okay. Oh, I skipped some. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's just get to what we have for today. Good. Okay. All right. Just pay attention, guys. Just pay attention. So today we are discussing remote desktop, right? Okay. So yeah, we'll talk about remote desktop and then we are going to set it up together and then we are going to add a layer of security to that. And I hope we have enough time so we can have a little bit of chit chat and if possible, let me attend to some of your problems before we call it a wrap for today. But please tag me more on the group, tag me more on the group so I can know messages that are meant for me, please. And let's see. Okay, Faith. Now, okay. This is a common issue, right? Okay. Faith, you need to enable virtualization in your system BIOS. I will send a link to a resource that will help you fix that, okay? Trust me, I'll send it soon. I'll send it later. Okay. Okay, Benita, if you can't extract the file, then you can also download 7-zip, so you should be able to extract the file after installing 7-zip. Okay, so let's get to the topic for today and let's get to practicals. Okay, so if you've heard of remote desktop, please can you let me know in the comment section. Let's hold on with the installation comments. So if you've heard of remote desktop, right? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm still waiting for your comments for remote desktop. Please, I'm waiting for your comments for remote desktop. I asked the question, have you heard of remote desktop? If you've heard of it, let me know in the comment section. What do you understand? What comes to mind when you hear of remote desktop? Short for RDP, right? That's okay. So Windows remote desktop. Yeah. So before I search for it, let me hear from you guys. Okay. Okay, Baron. All right, Abimbola. Thank you. All right, Jane. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Let's All right, thank you very much, Abimbola. Well said. Okay. Okay, Bola Dili said gaining access to the screen of another system through connection. Yes, that's correct. Okay. All right. So let me ask you another question. Do you guys remember the period that was last week, I believe, right? We spoke about cloud computing, right? And then we said, oh, it is possible for you to get a system on the cloud, right? That is like another computer in the cloud. So the question, did anybody ever wonder, oh, okay, if I'm getting a system on the cloud, how am I going to use the system? Did these thoughts come across anybody's mind? Did it fly across your mind? Oh, how will I get to use the system in the cloud if I'm not supposed to buy a physical system? All right. Yes, Adenike, correct. A remote desktop allows one person to have access to control a computer from another location. Yes, thank you very much, Adenike. So I'm waiting for you guys to answer my question. Did anybody think about it that way? Okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. It seems the energy is low tonight because you guys are taking so much time to. Okay, thank you very much, Baron. Yes, I thought some sort of signing in. Yes, but you need to sign in one way or the other, right? Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Obiwenem. Yes. Hmm. All right. Abimbola said I used to have a virtual phone, so I guess it works same way. Oh, that's cool. Can you enlighten us on how you use the virtual phone? While waiting for your comments, let's just move. Okay. So basically, there's a remote system. So probably maybe you have a family member or somebody, maybe a tech bro around or a tech sis, right? And then sometimes you hear them, oh, I'm using a remote computer, right? So basically, there are two major protocols used, right? For this, on the Windows platform, we have remote desktop RDP. So it gives you a GUI, right, where you can practically see everything, right, as your normal GUI. Then there's also CLI, right? That Linux is majorly CLI, right? So for Linux, we have what we call SSH. Okay, so we will be setting up this and then we'll be testing it out and then we'll look at a couple of issues that will arise from this and then we'll look at possible ways we can set up security, possible ways we can harden it so that an attacker cannot have access to our remote system. Okay, so let's do a quick Google search. Remember, I've told you guys that Google is your best friend, right? Whenever you're just hearing of something for the first time, the first thing that should come to your mind is, oh, let me quickly make a little research about it, right? Let me just, oh, what is this? Just ask Google, right? So let's do that. We'll be doing some of this process as we move in this class, right? So, okay, how to use remote desktop, how to enable. So we have some of this search, enable remote desktop. some of this stuff. Okay, so the right search will be what is remote desktop, right? So a remote desktop is a program operating system feature that allows a user to connect to a computer in another location. Get see that the desktop, the computer desktop and interaction with it where local. So you access a remote system and then you interact with it as if it is here with you, as if it is physically with you. Okay. Yes, thank you very much, Adenike. So we connect to those infrastructure on the cloud remotely. Okay. All right. So now, since we have so here's what we'll do. I have a Windows system in my virtual environment, right? And then we are going to connect to that system from my main system from another system. Okay. And then, but before then, we are going to set up the system together. We are going to enable remote desktop on it together, right? Then, okay. So let me turn on the virtualized Windows system, and then we can set up RDP on it together. Okay, so let it boot up. Give it a minute. Okay, now Microsoft is doing its thing. My system is updating itself. My virtual Windows system is updating itself. But that should be done in a minute and we should be good to go. Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, let's still do a little bit more, right? Remember, I'm showing you how your research process is going to look like. So if you come here and you look under this, you can see what is Windows Remote Desktop used for. You can see remote desktop means blah blah blah. So I mean, in the process of learning about a new technology, it's a good thing to try. It's a good thing that you get as much information as you can, right? Can see much search query and some results on it. Okay, so let me switch my screen now and then let's get to business. Okay. Okay, so please confirm if you can see my screen, my virtual machine interface. Please confirm if you can see it. So let me log in now. Okay. Thank you, guys. So, okay. So, we are here now. All right. Um, no, no, no. Just follow along with me. Just follow along with me. Let's leave the setting up for now. Right. Let's leave the setting up for now. Just learn along with me. Then follow along. Remember, you can always come back to this video, right? And then practice after the class. Okay. All right. So if you should come to your Windows, right, and then you come to your start and you search for remote desktop, right? So we have this remote desktop connection client, right? So this is not what we need right now, but let's check this out. So if you select this, okay, select this client is what you will use to connect to a remote computer. Are you following? So let's say you have a machine on the cloud, right? Maybe you set up a Windows 10 or Windows 11 system on the cloud, and then you want to use it from your own system, right? So what you will just do is to come here and enter in the IP address. So maybe the IP address is 10.10.10.10. What you just do is to do enter 10.10.10.10, and then you click connect, right? And then when you click connect, it will connect you to the remote system, right? Then, but we've not yet gotten to this phase. So what we just do now, what we want to do is to set up remote desktop on this system so that we can actually be using this virtual system, this Windows 11, we can be using it from another system. Then we'll talk about some security implication of this, right? Talk about some security implication of using remote desktop, and then we'll then talk about how we can prevent those type of issues. Okay. So to do this, we'll just come here, right? Search for remote desktop, right? So you can see remote desktop setting, right? Remote desktop setting. So we select this, select remote desktop setting. Why is it not clicking for me? Okay. Right? So you can see now that currently my remote desktop for this system is what is turned off. Okay, currently remote desktop for this system is turned off. Now here's the thing. Remember, let's check something. So let's minimize this. So if I search for CMD now, right? To check IP on Windows system, your IP address on Windows system, you use the command ipconfig, right? And then you can see that this system is, the IP for this system is 172.16. Let me make this a bit bigger. This is the IP address for this system, 172.16.1.129. Now let me quickly turn on my Windows 10 system. Um, Quickly turn it on. Yes, Sandra, everything I'm doing is on my virtual environment. It's being done from my VMware hypervisor. So I'm not doing this from my main system. Okay. All right. So now other user. So let this other system come up. Okay, it's taking a while to log in. Let's just be a bit patient. Okay, please display, display, display. Okay, so now you can see this is a Windows 10 system. You can see this is Windows 11 system. So what we want to do now is to use this Windows 11 from this Windows 10. So assuming that Windows 11 is set up in the cloud or Windows 11 is set up in a remote location, we are going to be, and we want to use it from our own normal system, right? So we assume that Windows 11 is a foreign system while Windows 10 is our everyday system. Okay, so what we'll do now is to search for remote desktop here. So if you search for remote desktop on your own system, you definitely see this. So come up. So we have the client, the connection client, right? So if we enter our IP here, do you guys remember the IP? So let's you guys should put this down for me. 172.16.61.129, right? That is 172.16.61.129. If we should connect now, the connection is going to fail, right? The connection is going to fail because that Windows 11 system does not have RDP enabled. Okay, so you can see that it's telling us remote desktop cannot connect to the remote computer. For one of these reasons, remote access to the server is not enabled, the remote computer is turned off, or the remote computer is not available on the network. So either of these reasons, but we know that it is the first reason, right? It is the first reason. So here's the thing. Let's come to the Windows 11 use, and then let's come to the remote desktop setting. You can see that remote desktop is turned off. Remote desktop is turned off. So what we will just do to be able to use this system from our normal system is to what? Enable remote desktop. So if we toggle it now, you can see you and users selected under users account will be able to connect to this system, to this PC remotely. So we'll confirm and then we have it turned on. Okay, so this is working now. So we need to enable a user that will be able to an account that somebody can use to remotely access the system. So which are so for to do that now, we'll select remote desktop users, right? So we select remote desktop user. You can see this small pop-up, right? We select add, right? And then we enter the name of the user that we want to add. So remember, the username on this system is Faith, right? Faith is the name of the account. So I'll just come here and search for and type Faith and then check name for me. So you can see that it's brought something, it brought the user Faith for me. So I'll select OK, and then you have this here, and then I select OK. So the user Faith now is allowed to remotely access the system. That means if I want to log into this computer remotely, I will be using the account with the username Faith. Okay. All right. Okay. This is like the default Windows this thing. So I'm not sure it can. Okay. Let's see. Let me appearance. Let me make it bigger, right? So give me a minute. Personalize should be here somewhere. I don't use it's been a while since I used Windows. Okay, give me a minute. It should be all options. Yes, display setting. Okay, if my memory serves me right. Right, display settings, advanced display. No, 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 not here. Okay, adjust resolution. So nah, revert. I think this is smaller. Let's see this. Nah, revert. Okay, sorry. Scale. I'm supposed to work on scale. Yes. Scale 125%. Yes, this is bigger now. Right. Please let me know if you can see my screen better, guys. The scale should be better now. Okay. Let me make it 300. Let's see. Can't change. Okay. Let me make text. Okay. Apply. So, oh, I just increased it. Okay, hold on. Is change is taking effect. Can you see it better now? Can you see my screen better? Okay. Okay. This should be better now. Is it better now? All right. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Okay. So, like I was saying, okay, so now we have enabled, right? So what we did was we turned on remote desktop, right? So let's repeat the process again so everybody can follow up. So we came to the start, and then we search for remote desktop, right? So remote desktop setting. So we selected remote desktop settings, and we when we came, the button was turned off, right? And then we enabled the remote desktop. We turned it on. After turning it on, we had to add a user that can remotely access the system, right? So we came to this third option, right? And then we selected this, and then we selected add. But at that point, user fate was not yet added. So we selected add, and then we searched for the name of the user, right? The user that has access to this machine, which is Faith, as you can see here, right? And then we added the user Faith. Okay, so after doing this now, remote desktop is enabled on this system. So what we'll just do now is to try to access this Windows 11 remotely from a Windows 10 system. So you remember the IP address is still the same. So now we just select connect. And then now you can see that it's no longer giving us the same error that we had in the past. You know, previously when we selected connect, it was telling us that, oh, there's a problem, maybe the system is turned off, maybe RGP is not enabled on the system, thus, and the last option, right? But now you can see that it's asking us towards to enter our credential, right? So if we enter, what is the username? The username is Faith. What is the password? I won't tell you my password. It's a super secure password, trust me. And then we will select OK. Now, if we select OK, you can see that it's bringing some certificate issue because this is self-signed certificate. So we trust it. So let's just say yes. And then while this is coming up now, you will soon see that the Windows 11 screen is going to appear on my Windows 10 screen. So now I am remotely into the Windows 11 system. Okay, so you can see that from this interface. So you see I can minimize, I can maximize, I can close, right? So let's now if you come to the Windows 11 system, so you can see the left side of my screen. You notice that this is where I switch between computers. If I click on the Windows 11, you can see that it is locked, right? Because we are using it from another system. But if you come to the Windows 10 system here, you can see that we are inside the Windows 11 system, right? So if I select, let's restore down, so you can see that I can move it around my screen, right? I can increase, so you will not say Emmanuel is doing wuru wuru, right? Maybe Emmanuel is doing magic, right? So let's make this a bit bigger so you can see that this is another system, right? So yes, so this is the remote system and this is the original system logged. So if we should log in on this one from the main system, then it will log us out of this remote one. Okay, so yes, so I think okay. I think the comment is encouraging. Okay, Ivy said I should go over it again. So I will go over the process again, guys. Okay, I'll repeat the process, then we'll take a break, then we'll come back and continue. But let me hear your thoughts. Let me hear your thoughts. I hope most of us are following. I hope most of us understand. If you do not, don't worry, we are going to go over it again. So this is how you will remotely be using a computer from anywhere in the world. Okay, so now the problem is, if remember, all what we need to access the system is the IP address. That means anybody can attempt to connect to it if they know what our IP address is. Okay. Yes, Abimbola, right? So it depends. Most time for normal Windows desktop, for normal Windows workstation, right? Two persons cannot use the same system at once, right? But for Windows Server, it is possible to have multiple, remote session running on it, right? So, but if it's your everyday Windows 10, everyday's Windows 11, once one person is using it, another person cannot use the system. Okay. All right. So, thank you, Elizabeth. Yes, I love it. You are following. Thank you, Boluwat Joy. Yes, thank you, Jesu Bemi Shola. Yes, I got it. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I need more comments. All right, Florence, please drop a few questions and let's see if we can attend to it. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you, Abimbola. Okay. So while waiting for Florence question, let's go over it again. Let's go over it again. Right. Okay, I'll come to the questions, guys. You guys have some very interesting questions, but let's go over the process again before we attend to the questions. Okay. All right. So let's go over the process again. So cancel connection was lost, no problem. So let's go to the Windows 11, the original system itself that we are going to be accessing remotely. So let's click on this, enter my super secure password. Okay. Okay, so now we are here now. So let's close this, close all of this, close all of close every single thing, right? And now let's search for remote desktop. We are taking the whole process again. So by default, if you search for remote desktop setting on your own system, you should have this button turned off. Remote desktop should be turned off like this on your system. So let's confirm this. Let's disable it, right? So disable remote desktop. Okay, so it has been disabled now. So beautiful. So now we are starting from the very, very beginning. So search for remote desktop. So remember I said this remote desktop connection client is what you use to connect to the remote system. So this is not what we are looking for, right? Remote desktop. So can see remote desktop setting. Remote desktop setting. This is the one we are, this is the option we are selecting. So select remote desktop, right? Then by default this should be turned off. So we select, we we turn it on. Yes, we confirm we want to do this, right? So after turning it on, we need to add a user that will be allowed remote access to the system. So if you take a look at this user, so if we select this option, so you can see, okay, user fate is here. So let's quickly remove user fate. So we are assuming we do not have any user, but we know that the owner of this system, you can see local account, we have fate on this upper left side of the screen. So if we select add, then we enter the object name. So we enter the username fate, so that then we check, select check names, and then you can see that it's populated the username for us. So we have Faith, and then we have, so let's select OK, and then you can see that user Faith has been added. Okay. So if we select OK, so we are done. So what we'll just do now is go to the system we are assuming is the physical system we have access to, right? And then we'll come here and search for remote desktop, but this time around we will use the remote desktop connection client, right? So we select this, and then we enter the IP address of the remote system. So one way or the other would have been given the IP address, right? So if we select this, right, we select connect, and then it will connect to the system. So it's loading. Let's give it a little bit time, right? So because I have connected before, you can see that, oh, it still has the username Faith stored in it. So all I need to do is enter the password. So I will enter my super strong password now. And okay. So connection is taking a while, but let's just hold on a bit. Okay. To the remote computer anytime soon. Okay, and then it's up. It's up now, but it's a bit slow. Okay, don't worry, to populate soon. So that is the process, guys. That is the process. Okay, so now what you will do is I will drop links to Windows images so you can download it, and then you set it up in your virtual environment, and then you can practicalize this. Okay, in your own free time, you come back to this video, follow along, and then you'll be able to set up remote desktop in your virtual environment, right? And then you remotely connect to the system. Okay. All right. So let me go through the questions, and then I know some of the questions, right, is part of what we want to do for the next process. Okay. So, all right. Okay. So Abimbola said, does that mean when the system is being okay? Yes, I think I attended to this already. Okay. If the IP address is not, the username is okay. So there's an attack called brute force attack, right? There's an attack called brute force attack where somebody attempts multiple tries multiple trial, right? They keep trying different combination of username and password till they eventually get to the right combination, and then they can remotely access. Ah, sorry, I got okay. So there's something called brute force attack. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that by now, where you try different combination of username and password till you arrive at the right one. So normally we tell the right thing is you don't expose remote desktop to the internet. So everything I'm doing here is on my local network. So you can't get to my system from your house. No, you need to be inside my inside my home environment, inside my local network before you can access this, right? So that's one of the things we'll be doing in the next task, right? We'll be creating a security, right? We'll be creating security hardening for remote desktop so that if you set up a computer that can that somebody in your organization is accessing remotely, you know that the right security is in place to kick out the bad guys. Okay. Yeah, but it is possible, right? Through brute force attack, if you have an IP address of a remote computer, you can attempt to get into the system. Okay. Okay, Adefioye, right? So that's the whole concept of virtualization. So with virtualization, now you can put these various Windows systems. So you can see, I told you already that I'm not using the Windows system. I'm a Linux user, right? And you can see that I have Windows. I have about three Windows system inside my own system, right? Virtualized. That's the beauty of virtualization. Okay. So you can do this in your own. Thank you very much, Baron. Thank you very much for answering that question. Okay. Yes, you this is the same process for an external computer. So for an external computer, maybe something on the cloud or on a private cloud infrastructure, maybe public or private cloud, what they have to give to you is the IP address. Once they give you the IP address, then you connect to the remote system. Bola, we should do all this in a virtual environment, not on our main system, please. Let's do this on our virtual environment. Let's avoid the mistake. Somebody sent me a message and I felt very bad for her. In the process of setting up virtualization, over she did the installation on her main system, which led to her losing most of her file. Very, very sad story. So please let's okay. Yes, you can through remote. um it mean we have to have already added another user to the system. I'm talking of the normal Windows system, not the virtual environment. Not necessarily. What you just need is for the main system that you for the system you want to access remotely, you allocate a user that can access it remotely. So once you do that, you can then remote desktop to it. You can then RGP to it using that user account. Okay. Okay. So thank you very much, Adifio. Two accounts on our virtual account. Okay. I want to believe what you mean for this. You need two different vectors to practice what we've just shown. I think that is what you mean. If that is what you mean, yes. Okay, so Juliet, for a new system, install virtual a hypervisor, then install Windows system, maybe Windows 10 or 11 on the hypervisor, and then follow along. You should be able to replicate this in your environment. Thank you, Ivy. Okay, so to get IP address, this is from Abimbola. To get IP address, right? What we did, right? So let's just do it from the Windows 11 system. Let me just come back here, right? And okay. So to get your password on Windows, you just open your CMD. So come to your start, search for CMD. So this is taking a while to come up, right? Search for CMD, this should come up. Open your command prompt and type the command ipconfig. Okay, so you can see, let me make this bigger. So if you type ipconfig, you can see IPv4 address is what 172.168.1.129. So that is the IP address that we used here. So disconnected because I accessed the main system. So you can see this is the IP address. So that is how you get your IP address on Windows. Okay. Very much, Sandra. Well said. Okay. Um, Obi Chiamaka, the link will be on the group, okay? On the Telegram group, okay? Yes, Jane, all this was done in my virtual environment. You get, so if there's any mistake, there's any problem, it's not affecting my main problem, my main system, okay? Yeah, Abimbola is surprised. Okay, right. So remember that realization. I was like, oh, this technology is like a game changer. So this will come a whole lot. This will come handy, like really, really handy in your journey as a cybersecurity professional. So when you want to practice something, right, you can just virtualize what you want to practice in your in your own environment. Then you can practice it, do whatever it is you want to do. So you know that when you are coming across the technology in a real world environment, you already know what to do. You already play with it in your home lab. So most time we call virtual environment our lab environment. So you know the way maybe normally in school, right? There's a chemistry lab, right? So this is our own computer lab. You get, so we can test, do whatever it is we want to do. So if I want, like you can see now, I have a Linux system, Kali Linux inside here. If I want to do anything relating to Linux, I can do it from there. I have a Windows system inside here, a Windows 10 and a Windows 11. So if I want to do practice security stuff related to Windows 10, I can do it from here. If I want to practice related to Windows 11, I can do it from here. And when I'm done, I can dispose it, right? I can delete it. Okay. 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 Blessing, please, when are we having hands-on experience? We are having hands-on experience already, Blessing. So this is project initiation, right? We're already showing you what things are going to look like. So don't worry, very soon I'll start giving you hot assignments. I'm that teacher that is going to tell you 1 + 1 = 2, and then you have to go and figure out 1 million divided by 10. Okay, that's just on a lighter note. But trust me, we are getting to practical, we are getting to hands-on. So we are beginning to practicalize some of the things we've been discussing in theory, right? So like IP addressing. So now you can see us using an IP address to communicate with a remote system. Okay. Okay. And okay. Okay, gives limits of users that can be created to the remote desktop. Okay, I know on servers, I mean in large infrastructure, I don't know of any limit. I don't know of any limit actually. But then, like I said, if you are hearing something for the first time, check Google. So what I'll just do is on my own computer here, let me just quickly check Google to give you an answer to that question. Limits to remote desktop users. Okay, so while waiting for the result for that, let me attend to other questions. Okay. All right, guys. Can you hear me now? Please, can you hear me now, guys? Please confirm if you can hear me. All right. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Florence. Thank you, Sandra. Okay. So sorry, my network is not so stable tonight. Sincere apologies. Okay. Um. Okay. So I believe we are expecting question from somebody. Can't remember your name, please. Okay. So back to the comment section. Jesu Wemi Sola said, does one need a static IP address to use this? You need an IP address to be able to use this, right? It is advisable to have a static IP address so that you don't have to keep taking note of IP from time to time, right? Okay. Okay, I'm Victoria Akman, right? You don't need to know my IP address. So and the IP address is limited to my virtual environment. So you can't even get it from your site. You get so you can't get my IP. You can't connect to the IP from your own computer. Okay? All right. Jane, no, the browser I'm using for presentation is not in my virtual environment, it's on my main system. Okay, so Bukola, just to clarify, sir, am I right to say we need to have two windows on our virtual? Yes, you do. You need two Windows system, Bukola. Thank you. Okay, Kemi, okay. Yes, we'll work on your suggestion. Okay. Yes, so this is intro to practical, right? So we are sorry, in project, right? Our main project is now we set up RDP, right? And some of you guys have been able to, we've all together been able to identify that it is possible for somebody to brute force the username and password for our Windows, for our RDP system, right? So the best thing for us to do, like the easiest best thing for us to do to secure RDP, right, is to enable two-factor authentication on the RDP, right? So that means, oh, even if somebody has a username and password, right, they won't be able to brute force and log into it. So our main project is setting up RDP on setting up two-factor authentication on RDP. Okay, so we are just introducing the concept. Remember, I told you I'm that loving teacher, right? I'll teach you 1 plus 1 and give you 100 times 200. Okay, right? So our project, right, on a more serious note, is to set up two-factor authentication. So we'll be working through that together, but we need to lay down some blocks, right, before we get to that, right? So trust me, I'm going to send you links to download Windows. I'm going to send you useful links, right? So you can do this so that when we meet tomorrow, right, we will just get straight to the project. So our main goal tomorrow is to set up our main goal for tomorrow is to set up two FA for RDP. So, okay, even after supplying the username and password, we'll probably be doing Google authentication or there's another software called Rublon, right? We'll have to enter the code from our mobile phone. If we can't enter the code from our mobile phone, then access to the laptop will not be granted. Okay. So I know I've said a lot. Let me go through the comment again. All right. Okay, Pamela, don't worry. You'll get it soon. You'll get it soon. Trust me. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, Sandra. Yes, Sandra is asking, sir, if I have Kali and a Windows virtual OS, can I still access them? Yes, you can actually set up RDP. You can access RDP from a Linux system, and it is also possible for you to set up RDP on Kali, but that is not the object of discussion for today. Okay. Okay, Halimaris. Okay, don't be scared. Just make sure you do everything on your virtual environment. Okay, just make sure you do everything on your virtual environment. Then you know that you are safe. Okay. Okay. Faith. Yes, don't worry. Links, resources to how to go about this will be shared soon, and I'll also show you how you can download this Windows system. Yes, I know network is an issue. That's why I'm going to show you how to download it now. And then I will send the links to the download on the group. So I know you have from now till tomorrow to download the Windows image so we can practice tomorrow together. Okay. There are so many comments. Okay, I think this is when my internet disconnected. All right. Okay, so Jane is asking, sir, so we need to install a lot of virtual systems on our we need to install a lot of operating system in our virtual environment. Not necessarily. I mean, you just install what you need, right? And if you don't have a lot of space, as soon as you are done with it, you delete it. You get okay. Um, what other question? What other question? Okay. Okay, so another one from Praise, sir, sorry to ask, but what we just did was to add or set up more than one Windows environment in our virtual environment, right? No, no, no. What we just did is enable RDP and remotely connect to a system. That's what we just did, Jane. That's what we just did. Okay. Adefioye, so when are we going to use Kali Linux? Very soon. It's a step at a time, Adefioye. A step at a time. Okay, so Pamilerin, sir, please, I tried to power on the virtual machine, but I couldn't get because yes, NetBIOS virtualization. Yes, don't worry, I will send you a resource on that. Okay, don't worry, I'll send you a resource on that. For that, you need to turn off your system, restart it, and do a couple of things. So it's not something I can show you in this session. If I should do it, I will be disconnected, you get. But I will send you a useful resource and you will get it from it. Trust me. I believe in you guys are smart ladies, so you get it from the video. Okay, so I believe that should be all. Any other question, guys, before we move on? Any other question, please let me know. Please, can you guys hear me? Oh my God. Can you hear me, please? Since nobody is dropping any comment, can you guys hear me? Oh, all right. Thank you. Okay, because I have been answering the questions in the comments since seems God. Did you guys hear me answering all the comments we have in the Did you guys hear me answering all the questions in the comments? Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Oluwafemi. Thank you. All right. All right. Thank you, Precious. I was scared for a minute. I thought you guys were not hearing me again because of my network. Okay. All right. So now, so we need to get Windows images, right? We need to install Windows on our virtual environment, right? So we are going to, you guys, I mean, I tried showing you guys the very first time we met, but that day, um, couldn't do that successfully. So what you just do now is to come to Google, right? Search for download Windows 10 evaluation, like you can see here. If you want to get Windows 11, download Windows 11 evaluation, right? And then you select this. Oh, sorry. I am using so download Windows 10 evaluation. Okay. Okay, sorry. I need to reshare my screen. I need to reshare. Thank you. I need to reshare my screen. Thank you for the observation. Okay, can you see my screen now? Okay, so this download is to be done from your main system. From your main system, okay? So you just search download Windows 10. Now, this for practice purpose, we'll be using the evaluation. So just add the keyword evaluation, okay? So when you do that, then you come here and then we'll be doing the enterprise. So download, you select download the ISO enterprise. So if you select this, you'll be asked to fill in some details, right? And okay, so you enter your details here. So name, let me just use names from people in names I can remember. I remember Jane at who else can I remember? Yeah, I remember TT at tt.com. So Jane is my first name, last name is TT, email is Jane at tt.com, company is Jane TT. So this is obviously fake data, right? We are Nigerians, okay. Company size for Jane and TT is 5 to 9. Job role is cyber security professional. Right. Phone, let's just enter a fake phone number. So 08, okay, 229 okay. No question. Okay. Then we can select download now. Oh, country code Nigeria. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I tried this before. Yes, I remember we tried this before, but a lot of persons didn't get it that day. So I just say, let me repeat it. Then I'll send you the links. Okay. All right. So now for base 32-bit, 64-bit, you select the one that you want. So the same thing for Windows 11, the same process for Windows 11. We will just come to Google, and instead of Windows 10 to be Windows 11, and we have this. So let's select this. Okay, and then Windows 11 Enterprise. So first name will be hot, last name will be topic, then email will be hot at topics.com. Company name is hot topics, right? Region is Nigeria. Company size 2 to 4. Job role gisting, right? Country code Nigeria, then 90771234. Okay, and yes, download now. So the same thing, then you download the right one. So if you're using Intel, you use this. If you're using AMD, you use this ARM 64 edition. So there's no 32-bit image. So you download these, and then I will send, then you set it up in your environment, right? You can watch that our previous video of how to set it up in your environment. And then you can now come back to practice what we've demonstrated in today's class, right? So this will be all for today, right? So I'm going to drop the links to this download on the group immediately after this class, so you guys can download it. And then I'm also going to drop the link to the resource on how to enable virtualization for those who are having that problem on their system, right? So make sure you get these resources ready before tomorrow, right? And I will be glad if you can if you can if you can practice what we've done for tonight, right? It's just one task, and we need to keep it simple, right? So you guys don't get information overload, right? So, but prepare your mind for tomorrow, right? We will do a lot of setting, we will do a lot of configuration, but please try to get Windows 10 and Windows 11 evaluation, okay? And yeah. So that will be all for tonight, guys. That will be all for tonight. Hot topics and Baron. Yes, hot topics job role. I mean, the username sounds like some gossip channel, right? Very, very funny. So I had to put gist in there. Okay. Yes, trust me. In fact, PC probably somewhere hiding, watching us in this our live stream. But then I will drop your message to her. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for asking about her. Okay. Yes, so any question, any contribution to what we've done tonight? So tonight's class is very straightforward, very short, very yeah. So that will be it. Let me have your questions now and contribution, and try to get things ready. Try to get your download ready for tomorrow, and we will set up the two-factor authentication. Yes, okay. So in fact, tomorrow I might need to turn on my camera to show you the two-factor code on my phone. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So you might be seeing my face tomorrow. Wow. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. I'm seeing so many thank you in the comment section. Thank you all very much. Yes. Thank you. So I want to take it. I'm not getting any question. Okay, yes. So for the ISO installation in your virtual environment, we had a video. Like I think my very first or second session with you guys, I walked you through the process of installation of ISO installation, right? So you can go back to that video, right? But trust me, I will send resources, right? I'm going to send resources that you can follow to have this properly set up on the group. Yeah. So yeah, you can go back to the video and then I'm going to send complimentary also. Okay. All right. Aderonke is asking, why do we have to open a Windows inside the Windows environment? So we are assuming that the second Windows is like a remote system, right? Maybe in the United States of America, you get sometime you might need to troubleshoot a system, right? Sometime when you want to maybe in the process, let's say you are doing a pen test and then you come across some credential, maybe some login credential, username and password, right? You can test it to see, okay, can I use this to remotely access the person's question? Okay. All right, Aderonke, I believe I have answered your question now. Yes. Thank you, Boluwatifel. God bless Lita and God bless Mommy Jill. Yes. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much, Harriet, for the compliments. I really appreciate. All right. Okay. Um, Oyalabu. Oh my God. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Itunoluwa. I haven't been able to receive any of the videos, sir. Okay. Just check the YouTube channel, right? Check the YouTube channel. Go back to our previous classes. You just have to do a little bit of research, okay? You will get all our videos are there. Okay. All right. Thank you too. Thank you very much, Wilson. Hillary. I deeply appreciate. Oh, sorry, Pamela. Interesting class so far, but I didn't flow into tonight's class because of the network. Okay. All right, Pamela, drop a message on the group. I know people who are willing to help you with your VMware, right? So drop a message on the group. Trust me, somebody is going to help you out on that. Okay, and then watch out for a couple of resources I'll be dropping soon. Okay. All right. Um. Okay. Itunoluwa, check your email. You should get the link to the Telegram channel from there, so you can join us. Okay. Hey, yes, Wilson. Yes, yes. I know. I'm going to try my possible best. I do try my best to answer as many questions as I can. So I know that's why we are having just one task. Trust me, if it was before I had like maybe 5 tasks per day, but then we have to make try to attend to everybody. So we'll just be taking it one step at a time. Might not be the fastest, but the most important thing is growth, okay, and not overwhelm you with information. Okay. But trust me, I'm preparing mentally for tomorrow, Wilson. Okay. Okay, thank you, Deborah. Right. For Windows 10, from Windows Home, for Windows Home Edition, you can't enable RDP. Yes, you can't enable RDP on Windows Home Edition. You need to upgrade your Windows, right? But if you try it on this Windows, excuse me, if you try it on this Windows Enterprise, it will work. Okay. Yes. Onye Consola, you can set up Windows 11 inside of your VirtualBox on your Windows 11 system. Yes. Okay. Pamela, I have so many messages, like hundreds of messages on my Telegram, right? So I am scared to open any of them. So let's just leave the messages to the group. Okay. All right. Okay, so you can for Rachel Tekumba, right? You can enter any detail, right? So you don't need to enter legitimate detail on the Microsoft website, right? You could enter any company name. Okay, so you can see I entered Hot Topics as my company name and then it was accepted. Okay. Um all right, I'm proud of you, Afolabi. Congratulations on your Kali installation. Okay. Okay, Pamela, I will try to go through the messages, the private messages, okay? But I can't promise, okay? But I will try to see if I can do that. Oh no, you don't need partition, Oyekwe. Please don't. No. You don't need partition. You are going to do another method. Please don't do that method, Oyekwe. Just let's stick to what we discussed in class, okay? Oyekwe, miracle. All right. I think that will be all, guys. So thank you very much for tonight's class. Pamela, are you asking any question that I'm missing with your emoji? Okay. So without any other question, please, thank you very much. Have a good night's rest, guys. Please get your downloads. I will be dropping the link soon. I will be dropping the link soon. Okay. All right. Thank you. Good night, guys.